All praise is due to Allah, the Exalted, the Most High, who knows all secrets and what is even more hidden. Allah is the only one deserving of worship. None has the right to be worshipped except Him. To Him alone belong the best names. I bear witness that Muhammad is His worshipping servant and messenger, His chosen one, and His Khalil, one whom Allah profoundly loves. May Allah's salah and salam be upon him, his noble family, and his companions who shone like stars in the darkness of the night. To proceed. O people, observe taqwa of Allah by fulfilling His commands and avoiding His prohibitions, for it is a pillar of the religion and a right owed to Him by all of His creation. People of Iman, indeed, observing taqwa of Allah, the Most High, by fulfilling His commands and avoiding His prohibitions, is proof of a servant's sincere love for their Lord and an indication of the soundness of their Iman. As such, the virtues a person possesses assist them in attaining it, while the excellence of their character provides the means that lead them to it. Undoubtedly, Iman consists of branches comprising beliefs, statements, actions, and characteristics. Whoever possesses them all has perfected their Iman and actualized taqwa of Allah. Conversely, whoever falls short in them will have a corresponding deficiency in their Iman and taqwa. Indeed, among the branches of Iman is the noble etiquette of Haya, modesty and shyness. It is one of the finest virtues, the loftiest of noble qualities, and the most elevated ranks one can attain. It is a praiseworthy characteristic found in all divine legislations and held in high regard by all the prophets. In support of this, the Prophet, may Allah's salah and salam be upon him, said, a man has 70 odd branches, or he said 60 odd branches. The most virtuous of them is the statement, La ilaha illallah, none has the right to be worshipped except Allah. The lowest of them is removing harm from the path that people use. Haya is a branch of Iman. Servant of Allah, Haya is an attribute within the soul that moves a person to do what purifies and beautifies them, and to leave what defiles and disgraces them. It is a characteristic firmly rooted in the soul of a person of Iman. Haya leads them to fulfill the rights of their Lord and to adhere to His commandments, out of gratitude for the continual blessings and abundant generosity He bestows upon them. It also restrains them from wrongdoing, out of awareness that their Lord is ever watchful over them and all knowing of their deepest secrets and innermost thoughts. Whoever adorns themselves with this quality and makes it part of their character has combined within themselves a wealth of goodness rarely found combined in others. O Muslims, it is only through Haya that a Muslim whom Allah has placed on this earth can attain human perfection. This is because we are commanded to strive for that, through which both our religion and our sense of honor and dignity may be perfected, thereby fulfilling our servitude to Allah, our Supreme Master, in the manner He intended. Allah created humankind, distinguished them from all other creatures through the faculty of intellect, and clarified evil and taqwa to them. Allah the Most Majestic stated, I swear by every soul and by the one who created it, in the manner best suited to carry out its function, and then clarify to it evil and taqwa. The origin of Haya lies in the innate disposition of the human soul. None abandons it except one who has plunged into the mire of sins, causing their insight to become obscured and their heart to become blind. As for a person of Iman, their Haya remains present when they consider undertaking something that may incur the displeasure of Allah, their Supreme Master. This is a religious Haya that we are obliged to uphold. Their Haya before people is also present, prompting them to refrain from openly displaying what others find reprehensible, preventing them from involving themselves in matters they dislike, from looking intently at their possessions, and from falling short in maintaining family ties and supporting their brothers and sisters when they are in need. This Haya is born of a sense of honor and dignity. Through the completion of Iman and dignity, human nature reaches its perfection. Whoever has no Haya has no humanity beyond its outward form. There is no doubt that Haya is part of Iman, one of its branches. Its foundation is firmly rooted in the heart of a person of Iman, while its branch is manifest outwardly according to the strength of their Iman. A person who truly has Iman has Haya before their Lord, out of reverence from knowing His greatness and His perfection in His names, attributes, and actions. They would feel ashamed to use his blessings upon them in disobedience to him. They feel humbled and insignificant before the majesty of their Creator, and the person of noble character would feel ashamed before themselves to settle for what is lowly, to be content with deficiency, or to soil themselves with impurity. The Messenger of Allah, may Allah's salam and salam be upon him, said, he passed by a man who was admonishing his brother for having too much haya, as though he was saying, it has harmed you. The Prophet, may Allah's salam and salam be upon him, said, leave him, for haya is entirely good. In another narration, he said, for haya is part of Iman, and in a third, haya brings nothing but good. All of these narrations are reported by Al-Bukhari. Servants of Allah, haya is the fruit of two states of awareness. The first is the awareness that Allah is ever watchful over you. This state elevates the servant to the highest station of the religion, the station of ihsan. When a servant is conscious that Allah is fully aware of all that they do and sees them, while bearing in mind his statement, does he not know that Allah sees, and his statement, indeed, Allah is ever watchful over you, and keeps this at the forefront of their mind, every word they utter and every action they perform, it instills within them haya before their Lord. As a result, they do nothing except that which draws them closer to him and earns them nearness in his sight, nor do they do that which distances them from him or incurs his displeasure. Their Lord does not find them absent from where he has commanded them to be, nor present where he has forbidden them to be. The other state is the awareness of one's shortcomings, that no matter how diligently a servant strives to fulfill the rights of Allah and carry out his commands, and no matter how much of their utmost effort they exert in doing so, they remain deficient, while the rights of their Lord upon them are far greater. This is especially so when they consider the blessings he has bestowed upon them, and realize that the obedience and servitude required of a servant are many times greater than what they actually render. The majesty and greatness of Allah likewise demand a degree of servitude befitting him. Thus, keeping all of this in mind instills within the servant a sense of awe before their Lord, and a constant sense of haya before their Supreme Master. People of Iman, haya remains ever present within a person of Iman whenever they must fulfill a right of Allah or His servants. It moves and urges them to fulfill the right that is due. It does not abandon them when a destructive desire arises to which their soul is drawn. Rather, it restrains them from yielding to it and places a barrier between them and it, lest they fall into pitfalls or plunge into its depths. O brothers and sisters, for some, haya may be an innate quality and a natural disposition with which Allah has created a person. This is then a great blessing that He bestows upon a servant. For others, it may be acquired through striving against the soul and disciplining it until it becomes accustomed to haya and it becomes second nature. As a result, it restrains itself from every reprehensible act and abandons it, and inclines towards every virtue and firmly adheres to it. When haya becomes firmly rooted in the soul, one observes proper covering of the body, whether in the presence of others or alone, out of haya from Allah more than the haya from the creation. This is illustrated when the Prophet, may Allah's salam and salam be upon him, said to Muawiyah ibn Haydar, may Allah be pleased with him, conceal your awrah except from your wife and from whom your right hand possesses. Muawiyah said, O Messenger of Allah, what should we do if people are gathered together? The Prophet said, if you are able to not let anyone see it, then do not let anyone see it. He said, what about one of us? What about when one of us is alone? He said, Allah is more deserving of haya than the people are. May Allah allow me and you all to benefit from the guidance of His book and the sunnah of His Prophet. May Allah's salam and salam be upon him. I say this much and I seek Allah's forgiveness for myself and you all. All praise is due to Allah, the Most Kind, the Bestower of Mercy. He is the possessor of great bounty and extensive benevolence. I bear witness that Muhammad is His worshipping servant and messenger. Allah stated in His regard, you are most certainly upon a high standard of character. To proceed, Indeed, Haya is among the characteristics of the prophets, messengers, the righteous awliya of Allah, and his servants who observe taqwa. In light of this, Allah, the Most Majestic, stated, that certainly annoys the Prophet, but he has too much Haya to ask you to leave. Likewise, the Prophet, may Allah's salam and salam be upon him, said, Musa was a person of immense Haya and used to cover his body completely because of this. For this reason, some of Bani Israel ridiculed him. Also, Abu Sa'id said, the Prophet, may Allah's salam and salam be upon him, had a sense of Haya more intact than that of a young unmarried girl in the protection of her home. If he disliked something, we knew that from the expression of his face. Furthermore, Allah commended the daughter of Shu'aib when he stated, one of the two women came back to Musa walking with Haya. Haya is the barrier between a servant and disobedience to their supreme master. Its absence is a sign of wretchedness and death of the heart and soul. This is because the Arabic word Haya, modesty and shyness, is extracted from the root word Hayat, life. Therefore, whoever does not possess Haya has a dead heart. Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah said, the word Haya is extracted from the root word Hayat. The one who possesses a heart which is alive has within them Haya, which prevents them from reprehensible actions. For indeed, the life of the heart repels such actions which corrupt the heart. Whoever is devoid of Haya will do as they please, committing every reprehensible and indecent act. As the Prophet, may Allah's salam be upon him, said, among that which people have learned from previous prophets is, if you do not feel shame, then do as you please. Furthermore, Haya alone is a sufficient barrier against sins and disobedience, as Imam Mujahid ibn Jabr, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, if nothing were to be found in the person of Iman except Haya, it would be sufficient to prevent them from committing sins. How beautifully the poet said, how many a reprehensible act would I have committed had Haya not stood between me and it? Haya was its remedy, but when Haya departs, there is no remedy. How then could a person of sound intellect cast off the cloak of dignity and honor through abandoning Haya only to clothe themselves in the garment of humiliation and disgrace? Thus they expose themselves to blame, shame, and dishonor. How many calamities has shamelessness brought upon a person when it led them into places of suspicion and doubt, simply because they abandoned Haya and surrendered to the desires of their souls? O people of Iman, Haya is an adornment for a man, whereby he takes heed of the rights of Allah, thus perfecting his religion. Through it he observes the customs of the people, thus perfecting his dignity. Haya is a woman's true beauty. Through it her sense of decency flourishes, her chastity is preserved, and her femininity is perfected. Whoever safeguards their Haya safeguards their religion and preserves their dignity. They are among those most deserving of virtue, happiness, a life of ease and honor, and favorable mention among people. In contrast, whoever fails to safeguard their Haya, corrupts their religion, squanders their dignity, and allows their innate disposition to become distorted. As a result, they fall into complete loss and ruin. O Allah, adorn us with the adornment of Iman, and make us among those who are rightly guided. O Allah, guide us to good character, for none can guide us to good character except you, and divert away from us evil character, for none can divert away from us evil character except you. Servants of Allah, hope for the reward of your Lord on this noble day, and ask Him from His immense bounty. Also increase in doing what He has commanded you with in His statement, be absolutely perfect. Indeed, Allah grants salah to the Prophet, and the angels invoke Allah to grant further salam to him. O people of Iman, invoke Allah to grant salah to the Prophet and to grant him salam as well. O Allah, grant salah, salam, and blessings to your Prophet Muhammad, who is the best of us, as numerous as all that you have created, brought into being, and originated. Grant your salah to his family, whom you have ennobled and purified. O Allah, be pleased with his companions, whom you have honored and chosen to be the companions of your Prophet. O Allah, grant strength to Islam and the Muslims. Weaken shirk and its people, and destroy your enemies and the enemies of Islam. O Allah, be the helper, supporter, guardian, and source of aid for the downtrodden. O Allah, Lord of all creation, grant victory to them in Palestine against their enemy and your enemy. O ever-living, O self-sufficient, sustainer of all, O possessor of all majesty and honor, make this land safe and tranquil. O Allah, whoever intends to harm our country, keep them preoccupied with themselves. Bring their cause to ruin and cause their plots to go astray. O Allah, protect our borders, grant victory to our forces, and defeat those who have transgressed against us. O Allah, grant your special assistance to our leader, the custodian of the two holy mosques, to do that which you love and are pleased with, and guide him to righteousness and taqwa. O Allah, O guardian of the Muslims, grant your special assistance to his deputy, the Crown Prince, to do that which benefits Islam and the Muslim servants of Allah. Make mention of Allah, and he will make mention of you. Thank him for his blessings, and he will grant you more. Most certainly, the dhikr of Allah is greater than every